Leaders Connect 360 Foundations, episode LC0217. Leaders Connect 360 Foundation is a non-profit organization aligned with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, SDG. Our mission is to invite 1,000 plus leaders and create a million leaders. Every Wednesday, we come together from 6:30 p.m. to 7:50 p.m. IST on Zoom Live to gain insights from the top management leaders. And last week of the month from authors. And once every quarter, we take it offline in different cities to network, support, and grow together. Because at Leaders Connect 360, we strongly believe that leaders create more leaders. Before we kickstart the episode, quick reminder. Please keep your cameras on for an engaging experience. First time visitors, kindly check our WhatsApp, LinkedIn, Facebook links in the chat box to stay connected and grow with us. This episode is being recorded for our community archives. Now, let's set the energy high. If you are excited and ready for an impactful session, drop a thumbs up or a smiley in the chat. Fantastic. And before we go, let me introduce our chief guest, Mr. Thameem Ansari, CEO, Compass Clock Consultancy. Let me also introduce Mr. Pankaj, Managing Partner, Bija Training, who will be interacting with our guest alongside our panel discussion leader, Dr. S. Latha, expert in coaching, training, and mentoring, is our panel discussion leader today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kevin. So good evening once again, everyone. I welcome you all on behalf of Bija Training, the Mass Leadership and Leaders Connect. And a special welcome to our guest, Mr. Thameem Ansari, who's the Chief Executive Officer to Compass Clock Consultancy. And the topic itself is very interesting today. That is leadership that listens. Okay, so I am sure that today we are going to understand this term of the importance of listening, because we always talk about how we can need to be a good speaker, but nobody talks about how we can be a good listener, right? And that is where I believe we are going to get some learning from from our guest, Mr. Thameem Ansari. So before we move forward, I would like to officially welcome our guest and our panel discussion leader, Ms. Latha Subramaniam, through a mode of a welcome video. So just allow me a minute to play the welcome video and then we move forward. So thanks for your patience. Just allow me a minute, and here we have the welcome video for our guest. Just a minute. So I formally welcome Mr. Thameem and Miss Latha for the this great evening. Thank you so much. Welcome, Mr. Ansari.
Thank you so much, panel members. It's been a privilege to be here, and I've seen the list of people whom we have interviewed, and I feel so humble to be in the line. And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. And I look forward to a lot of learning and sharing the lifetime experience that I've learned so far. Let's proceed.
Thank you, thank you. So over to you, Miss Latha, for the panel discussion, please.
Thank you for the wonderful introduction.
Madam, you are sounding a little low.
Pankaj. Low? Okay.
Your voice is a little low, madam.
Okay. Just a minute. Okay. Am I audible now?
Yeah, better.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the wonderful introduction, Mr. Pankaj. We are truly honored to welcome a dynamic, multifaceted professional to our
But still, we are
leader-
facing challenge hearing you. You can have your mic near you. Yeah.
Okay. Is this better now?
It's better now.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And sorry for this technical glitch. We are truly honored to welcome our dynamic, multifaceted professional to our Leaders Connect 360 degrees.
I'm sorry, but still, it's not that audible.
Well, if possible, you can remove this. That will be easy for you.
Okay, fine. Maybe
Yeah, that will be easy.
Now am I audible?
Yeah, better, but you need to be a bit louder, madam, because I
Okay.
think it's challenging with everyone also.
Okay. Let me try. Okay, I'll try to be a bit louder. We are truly honored to welcome our dynamic, multifaceted professional to our Leaders Connect 360. Mr. Thameem Ansari brings over 20 years of distinguished experience across human resource management, L&D, business strategy. Mr. Ansari stands as a beacon of excellence and innovation in the HR and corporate consulting landscape. A seasoned recruiter, HR professional, L&D coach, data analytics enthusiast, and business head. He has consistently empowered individuals and organizations to realize their fullest potential. His journey reflects a relentless commitment to driving growth, nurturing talent, and delivering impactful business solutions. Mr. Ansari's core competencies include HR strategy development, business development, and CRM, all of which he seamlessly integrates into his consulting, training, and coaching practices. His expansive suite of services spans career development, coaching, interview preparation, life coaching, public speaking, resume writing, and an array of consulting offerings in the educational, HR, non-profit, business, and IT sectors. A highly sought after speaker, mentor, Mr. Ansari has inspired countless aspirants and professionals with his clarity, strategic insight, and people-centric approach. We are privileged to have you amidst us today. We look forward to the valuable insights and experiences and share your pearls of wisdom on the title Leadership That Listens. Welcome to this amazing evening.
Thank you so much, Dr. Latha. It's been a detailed introduction about me. And I feel so humble for having such an achievement throughout my life. To start with, I thank Arul. He was the one who initiated the conversation, and before that, I thank Indwin, my HR acquaintance. So only through him, I got to know about Leaders Connect, and having entered this particular forum, I could see a lot of familiar faces. Okay, so I've traveled along with Kavin It was a very good car travel that I went with him for a outbound program. And I was so happy to see Karthik Swami, who's been one of my uh, we can say mentor. Okay, so whenever I have some dilemma in taking up a new assignment, I call him and he advises me the best that he could based on the real-time feel or probably the study that they have done on me. Okay. So it was actually like a home from home. So I thought that it'll be new phases where I'll have to break the ice and get to know about people, but so happy to know about people who are already familiar over here. So that actually gives me a lot of confidence and I feel at ease, okay, to proceed with the discussion now. So yes, we can start.
We can start. Thank
Yeah.
you. Why is it important for a leader to truly listen to their team members?
Okay, so when I was given a topic for discussion, I gave something on my own. Okay, so this was not on the list. Okay, because I felt listening is very important and listening along with empathy. Empathetic listening is very much needed when you need to know what is happening around you and what the other person really wants to communicate. To put it in a nutshell, if I ask you how do you listen, we all would say we listen by ears. And it would be surprising to feel and understand that we listen through eyes, not to go beyond the topic, like people are really challenged, okay? But I'm talking about people, who have all the senses, full senses, okay? Just now, when you said, you had a list of protocols or principles that you need to keep your camera on. What does that mean? The sense we want people to visibly present here. Okay. Many times when we are at home, we all have families. We would be busy working in our laptops or reading something or attending to some other work. And a child comes to us and starts speaking. We just lend our ears. We are focused on our work. Does that mean that we are listening? I could see a lot of people relating to it. I can see
Yes.
Sister Rashmi smiling and getting involved into it. And even Aishwarya and even Karthik, everyone, because we do this. We do this every now and then. And when someone lends only their ears, whenever we communicate, how effective is that and how do we feel? Okay. So I really wanted to have this emphasized, this stressed upon people so that they really listen empathetically and they listen with their eyes and with all their senses focused to the person who's talking or communicating with them. So I specifically chose this topic because I was impacted through my children. Okay, so it so happened that my daughter, she's apple of my eye. So whenever talk to her and I'm on the laptop, she comes and she ensures that she turns my face like this. Okay. I used to tell her, go ahead, I'm listening. Still, she insists that I turn my face towards her. Look at me or turn my face. Physically, she wants me to look at her. And then she looks into my eyes and she asks or demands whatever it is. So that's where I understood that we don't listen with our ears. We actually listen with our eyes open. So maybe based on the questions and other panel discussions, I can proceed more with the experience that I had during my corporate as well as my personal and professional experience.
Yes. Yeah, it was wonderful to hear about your little daughter turning her face because probably she wants to get complete attention and be sure that you are definitely listening to her.
True,
Yes.
true.
Then how does a listening leader handle conflict or disagreement within the team?
Yes, I have multiple experience because I've prepared quite a lot on how to empathetically put this across the audience. Okay, I can share a lot of experience. My first job was for technical support. Okay. So right from college, I got recruited and I went for a tech support, and it was over the phone. Okay. So it's like we were handling sessions, but my CSAT score was actually low. I was resolving the queries. I was able to get the software issue resolved, yet my CSAT was really down. Okay. So that's when I encountered with my trainer, and we had a one-on-one. And that's when she asked me, "Are you being present with your caller?" I said, "Obviously, yes, I'm not sleeping on the call." No, I took the word literally. Okay. And then she went inside and she asked me in between to read in between lines. Are you in present with your caller? I asked her, what do you mean? Okay. Feel your presence in her house or probably in the customer's house and visualize whatever the customer is going through. And that's when I realized the mistake that I was making. And then I wanted to reiterate on that. And the subsequent call, it was for an 80-year-old lady. Okay. And she asked me, it was actually for a internet issue that wasn't working. Excuse me. Okay. And I asked her to check the cords, the cables and cords, whether they are everything in tight and secured. And through her voice, it was very clear and evident that she's immobile and she's unable to travel and she cannot bend and go beyond the system and check all that. And immediately I took a physical visit, okay, a technician who can visit and then get the issue resolved because she's okay to pay. Okay. And without fixing anything, and the call lasted for 5 or 6 minutes, and I got a positive survey for that. So that is when I realized you need to, we talk about empathy, being in the shoes of others. So I started imagining my granny. My granny at that time, she was 65 or 70, but yet she was still not that mobile. So I used to get things from the kitchen, or I used to walk her to the washroom and everything. So when you feel empathized, and when you be with the caller, and when you feel your presence there, ultimately, even though you don't help them, okay, your voice or probably the solution that you provide over the phone, definitely, that works miracles, and that works like magic. And end of the day, incentive is based on positive service, and I was able to get my incentive, and still I was able to connect with people, and I understood the value of listening empathetically. So that is where things started. And to add more to this, people say about don't choose career, choose bosses if you want to exceed in life, if you want to be successful. And by God's grace, during my initial phases of my career, I got the best of bosses. Okay, so after my stint with a company in India, I got an opportunity to work for a company in Dubai. So that was a conglomerate. We had 82 different verticals. Okay, and my boss, every now and then, he used to ask about the personal life of my colleagues. Okay, he used to ask, I don't want to name anyone. Okay, he used to ask, how is her daughter schooling going on? Has his wife left? Okay, has he brought his wife? Or probably, I heard that he had a car breakdown. What happened to that? Okay, my boss actually wanted to know how we colleagues or how we people are connected and related. Okay, so based on the response, if I say I don't know and I'm not sure, it means that we are not connected. And he really understands that there is a gap in teamwork. So he sees something beyond what he listens. He wants to understand from the employees or probably from his team members on how people are connected. Okay, so that is one thing which I observed and understood during my career. Excuse me. Yes, sorry about that. It was my colleague's phone.
Okay, no
Yeah.
worries. Yeah, so for handling conflict, you say that listening solves greatly the problems of conflict. Just by listening to somebody, we can reduce the intensity of the conflict. So next, can you share an example where trust led to breakthrough results in your team?
Yes. Okay. So this was again the job that I did overseas. So it was Dubai. I was almost a fresher because the tech support experience was no match for the real office administration experience. Okay, everything that we do over the phone, you cannot call that as experience, because when I went there, he asked me to draft a letter. My boss, he asked me to draft a letter, and I was dumbstruck. We call that blank page syndrome. Okay, I never knew what the letter starts with and where to put what subject, everything. I mean, my mind was wavering through all the letter writing examination that I went through. Okay, and later he called me, "Do you really know to write a letter?" I said, I learned to write a letter, but I really don't know how to write a letter. And then he started dictating me everything. And then I wrote the letter, drafted it, and sent it to him. And it was when this I'm talking about 2006, okay, where the internet was not much evolved and we did not have much of applications, okay, like the ones we have. He asked me to convert that letter into a PDF format. Okay, and he asked me to approach a person within the office and get help from him. And he was a very senior person. Okay, I took the letter to him and I asked him to convert this into a PDF. Okay, you won't believe. He said, "Sir, that's not an easy task. It takes hours and hours. You leave the document with me. I'll get it done and I'll send it to you." Being a newbie, I trusted his words. Okay, and then I kept quiet. I went and sat in my desk. And I did not get any call from my boss, neither from this person whom I asked for help. Later, the next day, I went to him and I asked for the PDF. He very happily shared the PDF with me. And later, when I forwarded that to my boss, he called me again and he asked me, "When did I ask for it?" I said, "Yesterday." "When are you sending it to me?" "Today." "Do you know what happened in between?" I said, "I don't know. I received it only today morning." He said, "That person, okay, whom I was about to ask for help, I mean, we can call it as person R. Okay, his name starts with R. R sent me immediately the time. He showed me the email. Then I went back to him and asked him, "Sir, you said it'll take hours and hours. How is that you were able to immediately send the email to the boss?" He said, "I had some time, so I immediately completed it." Okay. Then I asked him, "See, I'm a person who's really willing to learn. Okay. If you could help me understand certain concepts or probably things that I'm unaware of. Okay. And being a technical person, I can make things easily and simpler for everyone. Okay. I was able to communicate this, and he was twice of my age. Okay. Normally we get this from people. They used to say, "Your age is my experience." I told the same thing to him. "My age is your experience. Okay. Please teach me." I was very humble. "Please teach me. I'm ready to learn, and I'll be able to support you in a better way once I know the technology." And he thought that, and then I googled and I tried various different options. I downloaded a free version and then I requested the management for a paid version, because we were into a lot of PDF conversion requirement, because that was a sales documentation process. Okay, so everything has to be converted to PDF so that it's not editable. Okay, and later he came back to me and said, "You really made my life simple, Mr. R." Okay. So that is where my senior boss, he called both of us. I mean, there were a lot of other conflicts which happened, but since I wanted to learn, I was very curious. I really wanted to learn, because I mean, I was around 23, 24 at that time. I just had 2 years of experience in India, and then I traveled there. And the country was not new to me because I studied there. Okay, but the job was new to me. And seeing all these things and the documentation, everything, the office was going really busy. And I felt that I'm in a knowledge hub. And I was very curious to learn every sort of information that came across my way, or every a little bit of or pieces of information that came across my way. So I spoke to everyone. I was very humble and I asked them for why this, why this, why this. Whenever, I mean, even I have a younger son now. whenever I say something, he used to ask, why? Why? Okay, if I tell him that you should not eat this, he'll ask me why. If I say that you need to eat this, he'll ask why. For everything, it is why. So I was in that thought process at that time. So that really helped me. So what I felt is communicate openly, communicate through your heart, okay, and ask for or make the other person feel what you really want, okay, and express your ultimate need and requirement, so that people is open enough to support you, and we can have a friendly environment in work as well as at home.
Trust. That means by communicating effectively, we build trust, and trust helps us to learn and share and grow.
Sure. Exactly, yes.
How can leaders balance between guiding a team and giving them freedom to decide?
Okay. This I would say when my recent experience, okay, so it was for a group of institutions. So I moved from Chennai to a rural area within Tamil Nadu. Okay. That was a well-established institution, which was close to 12 to 15 years experience with a lot of seniors working there. And I had experience working in a metropolitan city, a cosmopolitan city. I was in Chennai with a lot of international experience. And whenever I went there, I was very aggressive initially for the first 30 days. Okay. And I did not understand the culture of the people over there, because uh, I'll tell you some scenario which will help you to understand what kind of lifestyle people had. Okay, so immediately I moved. I relocated my family. Okay, we all have a lot of or extended nightlife in Chennai. Okay, even at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the middle of the night, we get steaming hot spicy biryani. Okay, so that is not the case in that place. Okay, so we relocated, we shifted, and we had all the things, everything set up, and it was 8 or 8:30. We did not have enough to cook at home. I took my basket or the bag, and I said, I'll go and fetch something for us to eat. 8:30. Okay, that was a small hamlet, and when I went out, it was pitch dark. Yeah, even the street lights were off. Okay, and the main road was some 500 or 600 feet. And I was unable to see any shops that were open at 8 o'clock. And I asked the person nearby, so what happened to the hotels here? He said people normally don't eat in hotels here, they cook at home. And there is only one hotel which is close to the railway station, and you can go and check. And if you're lucky, you'll get something to eat. Okay, I just took my vehicle and went there. He was just setting to close the shop. Okay, I asked him for what is available. I did not demand anything, because I understood the situation, and I asked him what is available. He said, we got some idlis and few parotas. I said, we're not used to eat parotas. Give me whatever idlis that is left. Okay, and that was sufficient for us for that moment. And luckily, we had few bananas, and that's how we completed that particular night. So this is about the culture. This is about the culture of the people. Okay, because they're not used to late nights, and even the early mornings. It's very late. Okay, so they work between 10 to 6:30 or 7. Okay, and I'm a person whose a day starts very early in the morning at 4:30 or 5. And I see a lot of people. I'm a morning beach walker, and I see a lot of people. Who start the day really very early, and I finish maximum of my work before 10. And after 10, it's all networking, and then I do whatever I feel. But when I went there, it was a big culture shock for me. People start their work only at 10:30 or 11. I felt my first half is totally wasted. Okay, and I tried to do a lot of culture change, which was highly ineffective. And then I went their way. I gave them the task that this is what has to be done, so that we can do the digital transformation, because that was the task that was given to me. Okay, and that took really a lot of time, which could have been accomplished really here. And then I asked them, this is what the task is, and this is what the management expects. What is that we can do to complete the activity at a faster rate? And then I got the feedback from them. We can do this, we can do that, and we can support you in this. So that is where I gave the authority or the empowerment to the people, to the team members, so that they can decide instead of the decision being done from the top. Okay, I wanted the process and the decisions to flourish from the bottom, from the people. Okay, and we were able to accomplish the task of digital transformation and the app implementation, everything within the next 5 or 6 months. So people were empowered. So the trust as well as the decision was given to the team instead of me holding it or me communicating with them or being rather a dictator or a commander.
Yes. Very well said. Actually, creativity arises only when freedom is there. And people should have that space to open and voice out their feelings and communicate their wants.
True. Yes.
What role does feedback play in creating a high performing team?
Feedback, it definitely plays a major role because we all talk about communicating and then the feedback mechanism, but we fail to implement it. Okay. Talking about feedback, this reminds me of one of the 7 habits of highly effective people. Okay. It says seek first to understand, then to be understood. Okay. So, I mean, right from all the experiences or the things that I've already shared, it's all uh, feel the first person first, or understand the person in front, or understand the team member, and then you explain yourself and make them understand yourself. So, you explain to them how the work or the communication or the way the other person's activity made you feel. Okay. Because the first time, I mean, you can ignore it. Second time, you will go into a tolerance mode. A third time is where you will burst out because if you don't communicate. Okay, first time when you feel that this is not the way I need to be treated or this is not the way I expect, immediately when you communicate it, automatically the other person understands because it could be a knowledge issue or a skill issue. Unless it is an attitude issue which is not trainable or which is not mendable. Knowledge and skills are definitely trainable and changeable. Okay, so right from the academics to your personal and professional life, uh, if you communicate how you want things to be done, okay, people will understand and then they will reciprocate and they will feed you on how things really happen, things really wanted to be happen to you. It's like I don't have the habit of tea or coffee. I want milk, steaming milk warm without sugar. Okay, so unless I communicate this to someone, they will come and force their likeness or their passion into me. Okay, they say
Yes.
coffee is good. Coffee is good. You can have. So I can have it for the first time. But to be exact, I really cannot tolerate the smell of coffee because I haven't been through that. So your feedback starts from what you starting to dislike.
Correct.
Okay. So and that happens throughout. Wherever we want things to go in a better way, start giving feedback immediately, or even at times ask for feedback. Am I proceeding the right way? Because being in this team, I ask my partners and the directors of this organization, this is my idea, this is what we can achieve if we progress in this way. And after 3 or 4 weeks, I ask them, are we going on the right task or are we going on the right track? Is there anything that you want to inform me or anything that I need to change in my approach? Okay, and then I get the right feedback and then we can proceed.
Okay. Can I ask a couple of questions from my own perspective? That is, how do you handle negative feedbacks? If you have to give a negative feedback to somebody only with the intention of improvement, how do you do that?
I follow this mechanism called as sandwich. Okay. Give them what went right, or give them. I can see Karthik smiling. Okay, so give them what went right first, because they should be in a receptive mode. They should be in a listening mode. I mean, to align that with the topic. Okay, they should be all ears and eyes with you. Okay, so whenever you tell them what really went right, okay, so they'll be all open eyes and open ears. And suddenly, when you feel that they are in the receptive mode, whatever you want to give, put it in a very short and sweet, sugar-coated pill, so that it's easy for them to swallow and it's easy for them to understand. And then complement with something that could have been done better or something that was really excellent about. In that case, things will really go well. And uh, being in a lot of phases in my work, even if someone says that you really did something bad, or probably, I mean, if they are really blunt and open, I can definitely take it in the positive sense, because I really want to grow and I really want to learn. Okay. So I ask everyone, be very blunt, be very open, and tell me what really went wrong. Okay. I really want to change my way of approach. Okay. Because it is for me. And people at times, most of the times, I mean, they are very open, and that really helps me to change myself, change my way of approach.
Okay. Wonderful. Well said. How can leaders foster psychological safety in teams?
I missed the last part. Psychological safety
in teams.
Psychological safety in teams. See, I see a lot of change in the generation. Okay, so earlier when we went to school, I mean, people call us 80s kids or 90s kids. We understand the reality of life. Okay, and we were asked to give a lot of respect to teachers and elders and whatever things that came our way, even for gadgets. Okay, respect the gadgets and everything. I mean, that was actually the way that we were brought. Okay, but now, in fact, I mean, if we say that we have remote controls now, but gone are the days when I was the remote control for the television that we had. Okay. So now things are becoming very, very simple and easy. People, I mean, kids take everything for granted. And the lifestyle has changed so much that they don't have value for things. So it's very hard and delicate to advise or give feedback or manage students, or probably kids of this particular generation. Because even when I say something or give a feedback to my children, and they go into their bedroom, I get so panicked that I go and knock the door and open the door. I really don't want to say anything negative here, but it's all highly sensitized. Okay, so they don't think they don't take things as easy as we take. Even if we get hundreds of slaps or hundreds of slashes from the father or the teacher, we don't mind anything. And now even a single word of feedback, or probably something negative that comes from the parents or the teacher's mouth as a part of advice, kids are highly sensitive, and we come across a lot of news in the newspaper where the feedback is not properly communicated, or they don't take it in the positive sense. So it's very difficult and very hard for leaders to have a proper psychological safety when they're communicating with the team members. And they must take utmost care and a lot of caution and safety measures when they are communicating with the current generation, or kids or children who are born after 2000.
Very well said. That psychological safety is very important, and otherwise they will not have that confidence to speak out their problem to everyone.
True.
One last question. What techniques help leaders to remain neutral yet empathetic during disagreements?
The last part, neutral and
remain neutral yet empathetic during disagreements within
disagreements. They should not go with the stereotype or a preconceived motion. Okay, we can call about the 3 Ds. One is differ, discuss, and decide. Okay, the other is decide, discuss, and differ. Okay, so if you go with this preconceived notion that I have already decided, I want to discuss with you and we can differ later, then there is no point in discussing. Okay, so be with an open mind. Okay, do a brainstorm on whatever things you want, or probably if there is something that is involving a lot of resources or anything that the team cannot handle, and it is your personal risk, then being a team leader, you can impose certain instructions on the team, provided you get their confidence and trust. Or if it is a generic decision that you want the team to be empowered and they want to follow, so it's always best to put it on the table, let them discuss, and then come out with a decision. Probably, if that is the preconceived decision that you have, you can take few negotiations and agree to that. Otherwise, you empower them and go with whatever they say, provided there's a calculated risk that is properly managed and mitigated, so that we don't lose a lot of resources.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for the insightful and valuable leadership tips and strategies that you were discussing so far. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Latha.
Thank you, Ms. Latha, for having a wonderful discussion, and thank you so much, Mr. Thameem, for putting in such a simple manner. Okay, and yes, the term empathy is very important in today's world, right? And as rightly said, it is across, whether it's personal or professional. This empathy plays a major role, right? And that is where the scenario has literally changed. What we call Generation X, then Millennium, and now Gen Z, right? So, and with the
Gen
kind of,
Alpha, yeah.
and with the kind of now Alpha, right? So, and with the kind of personal input or the personal experience which you have shared, I believe it's the everyone out in this room is experiencing it with their children, right? And same is said with that the workplace, right? So yes, we should all practice the importance of empathy. And the moment the empathy comes in, the understanding improves. And when the understanding improves, the connect happens. And when connect happens, the end result is achieved, right? That's my understanding and learning today. So let's see what Karthik is going to ask today and check the understanding of the people through his quick quiz question, right? So I invite Mr. Karthik for his quiz question, and see who's the winner, right?
Yeah,
Over to you,
sure.
Mr. Karthik.
Thank you, Pankaj. And before that, thanks to Latha ma'am for that engaging questions. And it's always nice to meet up Thameem as it whenever we're able to meet. It's always nice. I enjoy our interaction. So let's see. This is on listening. So let's see how many people have listened. I'm going to ask a question. The question is a little different from last time. It's just find the odd one out. Okay, I'm going to give you a few sentences. Let's see who's able to find the odd one out from what Mr. Thameem had told. So here's a question. The following are the statements, and a couple of them are not what Thameem had actually put across. So here's how it is. Statement number one is you need to listen with empathy and your eyes. Statement number two, choose your career, not your bosses. Statement number three, always seek first to understand before you getting to be understood. And statement number four, decide, discuss, and differ. So which among these four statements you think are the odd one out? And like I said, there are two statements which are odd. So only the ones who give me both the statements.
Let's see. That's a tricky one, okay? And you're not even put it
Yeah.
in chat box. Otherwise,
Yeah,
people
so
have
I am
definitely
looking at the
given.
chat box. Pankaj, I think Rashmi is the first one to give both the answers, though I would want to give a shout out to Mr. Sukumaran, who was like first on the buzzer to give the first option. Unfortunately, I had already told before I asked the question that there were two statements. So I guess the winner, keeping in line with the rules, is Rashmi, who said correctly 2 and 4.
So
So
congratulations, Miss Rashmi, for the winner, for being the
Thank
winner
you.
today, right?
Thank
And
you.
you are getting the book by Mr. Sagar Makwana, and the name of the book is Be You Now, right? So Mr. Arul will
Okay.
do the
Thank
needful,
you.
and also you get one bonus opportunity to unmute and ask a quick question to our guest.
Okay. I'm curious to know how can a leader develop their listening skills? because this does not come naturally to everybody, I mean, how can we develop our listening skills?
I follow something like whenever I go into a new leadership role to a new organization, I ensure I meet one-on-one with every employee. Okay, I give them 15 or 20 minutes where they come, they share, and I ask them three questions. Okay, tell something about their experience. Okay, what went right or what went throughout their career with that particular company, and what are their future plans for that particular organization. Okay, so it so happens that they may have something hidden within them, and they would be looking for some avenue to express that. Okay, and for a person who's really come in and someone who asked on what are your ideas, and after breaking the ice, they tend to open up. They tend to open up, and though they feel that whether this person can really do things or really do magic or not, but at least they will feel that no one else will know. This is someone who's really come, who's really new. Okay, let me share this with them. If it happens, alhamdulillah. If it happens, it's okay. Even otherwise, this person goes off, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
so go on a one-on-one, okay,
Yes.
and get the confidence. And after 3 or 4 months or after 6 months, when people see their requirement being implemented, you gain their confidence, you gain their trust, and this actually cascades or gets communicated. I told him this, and this actually happened. Okay, you gain the trust of your team members, and eventually the person who's really reserved, he comes through the back door and he talks something to you. Sir, I want this to happen. Okay, so you get their confidence. You really make people feel at ease to communicate with you, and ultimately, when your people are happy, the business will definitely go in a positive graph. So this
Yeah.
is what I do. This is what really helped me. Maybe you can try it out,
Yes.
and if there's anything else, also probably you can share, and we all can learn.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the
You're
wonderful
welcome.
answer.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Ashmi, and thank you so much, Mr. Thameem, for answering it so well. And your thought, what you've been talking about, the feedback, right? This we used to do in the reviews, okay? And this really helps that what went right, what went wrong, and what could have been done better. See, if we talk on these 3 points, that really opens a lot of door up for communication. Otherwise,
Yes.
if it becomes a monologue, when somebody is only giving a feedback, then it will doesn't serve the purpose. But the moment you ask what went right, so people are in a receptive mode. They share that this is what went right. What went wrong, then you get a chance to share with them that this is what has been wrong and what could have been done better. It's a mutual thing which comes together, right? And that really helps. So this is what I have been following, and today when you are talking about it, that has really consolidated my thoughts to the next level, right? So thank you so much for putting it
Yeah.
that way. So now the forum is open for the visitors. There could be two quick questions. Whosoever want to ask question can unmute themselves and ask quick question, because already we are at 7:22, and then we move forward. So if there are any questions from the guests, from the visitors, please unmute yourself and ask quick question, please. And if not, then we can move forward. So I believe, the things were so self-explanatory and so easy to understand that I don't think there is much of questions which are there, right? So,
There's one from Giri, I
Giri,
believe.
yeah. So Giri sir, please ask your question.
Thank you, Thameem sir. Am I audible?
Yes,
Yeah.
very much.
Thank you for the insights today, Thameem sir. And my question is, right now, there are so many HR doing L&D. There are so many things I am seeing. What about the culture and strategies for the employees? Can you please brief about that?
Cultural strategy, as I've told you, having traveled across, it's like you need to have an open cultural policy for everyone to get into it. Because I worked for an American concern where they call it as a melting pot. Okay, everyone's cultural inputs gets along into a pot, and then everyone shares their cultural inputs. Okay, I worked for a company where I was able to handle close to 60 to 70 nationals. Okay, so I was the HR for that particular company, and end of the month, I used to calculate the salary, and then I used to deduct based on their attendance. And I used to get a call from that particular person and say that, why did you deduct? It's my national day, it's my holiday. So these were not part of the policy. And then when I got these kind of issues repeatedly, I went to the management and I had an exclusive policy for my particular company where I had to deal with a lot of nationalities. Okay, every other day, one person is on holiday because that happens to be his national day or his holiday where he needs to celebrate. Okay, so get to know about the inputs from people or what is their requirement, and having sent something within the program, and this is millennials, or probably this is the alpha or the next gen. Okay, and their requirements are unique. We were able to listen to lectures which lasted for hours, and now our shorts and reels which are less than 30 seconds or 1 minute, and even they're not going ahead with the 30 seconds, just 5 seconds, and then they scroll up. Okay, so that is the attentive span of this particular generation. Okay, so they are not adapt with any culture, traditional cultural values. Okay, so we need to understand what their lifestyle is and what they really want, because a lot of new concepts and contexts are getting into our traditional system now. Okay, there are a lot of new things which are evolving, which are very hard to digest, and accepting is a different part. Okay, so looking at it itself, I mean, it's very difficult. So you need to have a separate policy for them, and there are a lot of I really don't want to get into a lot of sensitive issues here, but there are a lot of things, I mean, which are getting sensitized now. Okay, so we should have room for everything, and we should have inclusivity for everyone, so that we all can coexist without hurting anyone's thoughts, beliefs, or their sensitivity issues.
Yeah,
Correct.
thank you. I mean, sir, actually, we discussed with the whenever we are recruiting new people, the first 90 days is the honeymoon period for them.
Yes.
We will have one mutual policy with them. What is in it to win it? Because we will inform them how to be healthy, why we should sleep earlier, when the breakfast has to be done. Like that, the 3 to 5 habits we will track with them with their mutual policy. So right now we have an extended family group. They have to put a post every day when they screen off the mobile, when they eat yesterday night, morning when they are wake up. Like that, we are tracking the habit with some mutual policy. Now it's working out. We are admin people also right now doing. Now the techniques are also adapting that, because we find that culture is the otherwise we'll tell that culture eats strategy as a breakfast. So we give culture things. That is attitude. Even we will recruit with the as policy, attitude, skill, knowledge. We will concentrate more on 80% attitude.
True.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. But to add to what Mr. Giri said, I make a mechanism or a concept called as gamification. When you ask kids to get things done, it doesn't happen. But when you add a certain degree of value to that, in terms of mark, if you wake up early in the morning at 6 o'clock, you get 50 points. Okay, so every minute you delay from 6 o'clock, your marks goes down. And when they actually see the tally, they feel that they need to really achieve that. And this marks ultimately translates into something that they actually want. It could be a wafer stick or a chocolate or going out or a football or anything. Okay, and it totally depends upon me where I can relate that. Okay, so ultimately I want something to, and even it works for hope I'm not taking much time. I'll just complete this, and it really works during my technical or training sessions in colleges. When you ask questions, the questions don't really come out from the students, and when you really have a gamification method where I break them into teams and I give them value for each question they answer, and this goes online where everyone has access to that, then their participation increases. They want their team to win. So ultimately, even the person who's really reserved and who's stuck to his seat springs up and answers. Okay, so the ultimate way of getting the current generation involved is relating that to a value. Gamify everything, put a mark or value to everything, and that's really excellent that Mr. Giri has really done. So you add points and ensure that we are not doing micromanagement, because it also affects adversely. Why is this person noting down when I eat or when I wake up and everything? It must be in a gamified mode. Okay, so ultimately we want the results, and it is how you make them feel how things are getting done. So ultimately, when they feel that things are really done on a sportive way, in a competitive way, the word micromanagement goes off the table. Okay, so it's how we make them feel, how we do things. That's about it. Thank you for making me things clear, probably giving out my idea.
Thank you, Thameem sir. That's why we have qualitative method and quantitative method, which is KPIs. There are simply we are tracking. As you told, there is no micromanagement. Just we are engaging them. That's all.
True.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Right. Thank you so much, Giri sir and Thameem sir. Thank you so much. So, do we have anyone else, or we move forward? So, I believe Miss Raksha was supposed to ask a question. So, Raksha ji, do you want to ask a question?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Am I
please.
audible?
Yeah, very much.
Yes.
So, that's the last
Yeah,
question we have
sir.
now for the evening. Yeah, please continue.
Yeah, sir. You mentioned that we should you should not go with a preconceived notion, and you should, differ, discuss, and then decide. Right? That's the thing you mentioned. We can understand, sir, but in professional life and in personal life, if the other person involved, the other party, if they have preconceived notions, and even in the even if the pattern of like, okay, let's discuss, let's come to a middle ground, but if they have preconceived notion, and they, then how we should accept, what we can do, knowing that okay, this person has already decided something and is only going to give explanation and prove that the other person is right, or what they are saying is true, and make us accept it. Then what we can do to elaborate and explain our point of view, because we want to discuss, like in that way I wanted to know, sir.
All right. So I'd like to quote a few scenarios in this, and if this happens between a husband and wife in the family, I would always say, in the sense, I mean, there are two words, I mean, which people ask to say in a marital relationship. Okay, I'll say this in Tamil, and then we'll move it in English. Sarima, sorima. Okay, sari means yes. Okay, sorry, we all understand. Okay, if you really want the family relationship to proceed, okay, even though you're wrong, or probably even though the other person is not right and is not able to understand, see the good in them, because that is what Islam says, and that is what the religious teaching also says. If you find a lot of fault in other person, see what are all the good deeds the other person has and go with that. Ignore the fault or ignore the drawbacks. Okay, so this happens with a family relationship where you have a lot of people who are involved in it, and the break in the family relationship will cause detrimental for all the people, I mean, who are involved in it. And if it is a professional relationship, you will have to weigh what are the pros and cons, and what happens if you terminate a relationship or if you get along with that relationship. Because professional relationship you can always break, and you can get into a different relationship with anyone else, because that doesn't relate with your personal dealings, except for some resources that would go lost. Okay, so because I see a lot of family that breaks just because of very minor misunderstandings, I mean, which could easily be mended. Okay, maybe there's no salt in upma. Okay, or probably there's excess sugar in coffee, or the person is not waking up early in the morning, and my bed is not done, and the soiled clothes are not in the bathroom or toilet or the wash basin. So these are silly things, I mean, which can easily be mended. Okay, and they feel that the person is not understanding, and he's not falling into my lines. Okay, so what is so difficult in getting things done by yourself? What were you doing before getting into this relationship? Go back five years, or go back 10 years, when before you came into this wedlock or before you went into this family relationship. Okay. But when it comes to professional or when it comes to other relationship than family relationship, you can always take support from the experts on how to proceed with this if the other person has a preconceived idea, because the world is full of opportunities. Okay. Okay. And I believe I follow and I really want to follow one relationship for personal requirement, and we can have multiple relationship in professional. Okay. So being with my wife is one, and that's done, and that's there's no more change that can happen into it, and whatever happens, I'll have to stick to it. And touch wood, by God's grace, I've crossed 17 years of my marriage life. A lot of ups and downs, lots of ups and downs, and now I start accepting, and even my wife also has started realizing how we can take it ahead, because kids have grown up, and now there's no point in highlighting our misunderstandings or shortcomings. Okay, now I've totally understood her, and she's also understood that this person, he's like this, gone. Okay, and I'm the point of discussion between my daughter and my eldest daughter and my wife. Okay, she's close to 15, 16 years now, and I'm the point of discussion, and I started to enjoy that. So that is how you develop the family relationship. And if you really can take this to a professional relationship, that's better, or you can always break that and get into a new professional relationship, which is psychologically beneficial for you, because monetary, you have a lot of ways and means to earn money, but psychological and the freedom and that particular satisfaction is what is required. And if you feel that it's not working out, you can always get into a new profile, a new job, or a new business partner. I hope that's from my perspective. Hope that clarifies
Yes,
your
sir.
question.
Yes, sir. Truly clarified.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you so much, Ms. Raksha. And Sir Thameem sir, thank you so
Thank
much
you,
for
sir.
answering it so well, right? So I believe you're already crossed 7:35. So I would like to invite our summary leader, Dr. Ishwarya. So Dr. Ishwarya, over to you for a quick summary and then we move forward.
Yeah, hi, good evening all. This is me, Dr. Aishwarya, corporate trainer and 360-degree leadership assessment specialist. Sir, first of all, thank you so much for giving this, such a big thing in a simple way. So you have given the most important factor for life as well for our profession, that too in a simplified way that everybody can understand the things. So let me, not taking much of your time, I'm going to summarize the thing in 4 to 5 points. So true leadership begins with listening, not just hearing words, but understanding the heart behind them, right? So listening is very important, and also listen with empathy is called empathetic listening, which is more important, which means we should not listen only through our ears. We have to listen with our eyes, so that we have to be keenly observe. We should keenly observe the words of the opponent. I think sometimes for some people, we don't want to resolve their problems. We just want to listen their problems, because if they feel that someone is here to listen my problem, that was the biggest relief for them. That was the first step to solve their problems. So sometimes listening to their problems is the biggest solution for them. And not only listening with full heart is important, but also communicating with full heart is also important as well, because people in this universe are ready to hear actively your words. So first understand to be understood. As a leader, we have to understand our team. Only then you can communicate easily for their understandings. So this was the summarization of today's episode, and I want to summarize the thing with a real-time incident that has happened for me. As you said, not only listening is more important, but we have to communicate very actively. And we all know we have celebrated our Rocket Goals last week, and I was in Tiruvallur till 10 o'clock. I was in Savera Hotel Savera. So with the help of my friend Suresh, I came to Coimbatore. I took a cab. That cab driver called, took my call, and he said, "Ma'am, where are you?" I said, "I'm in the junction, mid junction of Coimbatore. Can you please pick me to Tiruvallur?" And he said, "Okay, ma'am, I'll come." And I was asking him because from Coimbatore to Tiruvallur, it was a long journey. Many drivers will deny by that time because they couldn't pick up from here. They couldn't take pick up from Tiruvallur to Coimbatore. So I was again I was asking him, "Anna vandruvingalla, are you sure that you will come?" அப்படி சொல்லிட்டு for that he said, "Yes ma, I'll come, you stay back there." And halfway we have crossed till Tirumadi. I was just listening the songs and we were in a conversation, and by that time only he is telling that, "Amma, you know one thing, I have to get back to Tambaram again. I have to pick my sister and I have to go to Madurai." And then, "Why did you took my trip? You have planned to go to Madurai. Your sister is waiting in Tambaram. And you asked me one word, Anna vandruvingalla." And the word I came to know how much palpitations you are having till 11 o'clock here in Coimbatore. You have to reach to Tiruvallur. You are the only person who is standing there and no one is here. No? I can feel your thoughts and palpitation. So that only I came. I was really shocked to see how actively you listen my words. I was in a big traffic and I said only the word, "Anna vandruvingalla kandipa, you will not deny my word." So here, no, so this all the lifetime examples. No, I was very happy. See how empathy is. See, we are seeing they are as a cab drivers, but how empathetic they are and how they are empathizing. No, I said, huge thanks to you, man. And he dropped me here. I think I came to my home 12:30, 1 o'clock. Then he was back to Tambaram and he started. Then he was going to Madurai. So like this, when we are very clear in our communication, people are here to listen our words. And as you said, this active listening is very much important. Thank you so much for your some wonderful sessions today. So thank you so much, sir.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you so much. It was really great being here. And I look forward to a lot of learning through Leaders Connect. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
So here we come to the last part, that is the vote of thanks. So I would like to invite Ms. Aishwarya, Dr. Rashmi as well for the vote of thanks, and then we will close. Over to you, Rashmi. You're on mute.
Yeah. Thank you, Pankaj sir, and thank you, Thameem sir and Dr. S. Latha. Aishwarya, it was a great summary. And thank you for sharing all those anecdotes that you shared with us, Thameem sir. I'm Rashmi Jaswal, founder of Research Eye. We are content writers and storytellers. It has been a very insightful discussion owing to the anecdotes that Sir shared with us. I'm always going to remember that I have to listen through my eyes. I have to use all and keep all my senses involved when I'm listening. I'm also going to remember Sarima and Sorima. Let me quickly share again the purpose of the community. First, let me quickly share once again the purpose of this thriving leadership community. Leaders Connect 360 Foundation is a non-profit organization aligned with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, SDG. We are a hybrid model leadership community bringing together leaders every Wednesday from 6:30 p.m. to 7:15 p.m., where experts in their field provide solutions to real-time leadership challenges, just like the valuable insights we received today from our esteemed guest, Mr. Thameem Ansari. Every last week of the month, we take a deeper dive into knowledge by inviting authors to share insights from their books, helping us grow as leaders and lifelong learners. I extend my deepest gratitude to our esteemed guest, Mr. Thameem Ansari, for his thought-provoking insights, our wonderful panel discussion leader, Dr. S. Latha, and our dynamic moderator, Mr. Pankaj, for leading such a valuable discussion today. And now, as a small token of our appreciation, we present a special thank you video to express our gratitude. See you all next Wednesday, and until then, keep leading and keep growing. Thank you.